Bienvenidos a la Midwest Flyways podcast. I am your host, Joey Masayo, and I have Cal, Quabby Coda, and I have an old sponsor but doesn't sponsor us anymore because we're not good at our job, Logan from Camo Retro.
Y'all are too pricey for me now. Y'all have grown, and I have grown.
Doesn't match the budgetary needs anymore.
I don't sponsor anybody.
Nice.
I don't.
Really
Bullshit.
dropped off on that, huh? Your
No, I don't.
supportive people really dropped off.
I give away hats, branded merchandise at trade shows. That's the closest you'll get.
Yeah.
That's the closest you'll get from like free stuff
that
for
is
Camo Retro.
sponsorship.
When's the last time y'all got a pro staff request or anything along those lines?
Like someone
do you mean by
asking us
that?
to be on pro staff?
Yeah, or just some like, send me something and I'll
2 years ago.
I won't name any names. That's not true. We got an email last week.
last week.
For pro staff.
I was just wondering how common, because when I started, and I imagine for y'all, that was like many times a day.
Yeah.
It was a lot.
Many
it was a
times.
lot.
What we get a lot of now, which is actually kind of funny, is we get a lot of emails from Chinese companies
Oh yeah, wanting to supply.
wanting to supply a product
I get
of
that.
some kind.
I would
It's
say as much
unbelievable.
as I used to get the pro staff stuff, I get that now.
Dude, we must
Or
get,
marketing cold call.
We
stuff.
don't go a single day right now without a Chinese offer for like a watch or a. It's insane too. They'll just ask. They don't even scout your channel in any way.
Mhm.
It's just based on followership.
Yeah, because I don't do any. Mine's all camo stuff too. So
Yeah.
and 90%, I don't know. A lot of it is the lightweight stuff that everybody's
Dude, we get
got
emails.
some version of.
We get emails from people asking if we want to try like a watch or
Yeah.
like a pen.
I don't get that.
Yeah.
I get clothing stuff. But also like people asking for free stuff, and it was like I don't have sizes, and like I don't have product offerings like that. It's not like that. But anyway.
Yeah.
That's
Speaking
that's
of
something that's changed.
Speaking of camouflage, Logan,
Yeah.
this podcast is actually sponsored by First Light. And we just got a nice huge shipment of it, and it is so nice. Cal's actually
y'all are
wearing
sporting it.
the furnace hoodie in
Walnut.
walnut. I'm wearing the new Chalice jacket. It's really nice.
Yeah.
It's like really nice.
What color's that?
Terra brown.
Terra?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
As in like terrestrial.
Yeah.
Extra terrestrial.
Or terrain.
Mm-hmm.
Terrain or terrestrial?
We don't know,
Terrestrial
man.
means Earth.
I like terrestrial better.
Well, let me look up the thing for that. Carter, why don't you cue the intro music for us, please? Of, on, or relating to the Earth.
Terrestrial.
Fucking dude, just right on there with the definitions.
I'm guessing it was terrain, but I have no idea. Terrestrial. It's just not a very.
I'm going to say we're both right.
I got really off track with the definitions and the spelling because I got called out really hard last night.
Wary.
Yeah, that's just like a Freudian slip I always have. I always pronounce it weary instead of wary.
Yeah. Joey is the grammar police, and somebody grammar policed him on our YouTube channel, Logan.
Yeah, it happened on the first video, and I was like, yeah, I do say weary instead of wary. I mean wary, obviously, because I know the definition, but
yeah,
I'm dumb.
By
It's
the
okay.
way, Terra is just a word that means earth.
There you go. Sick.
That's what it says on the First Light website.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah. So not terrestrial.
Terrestrial and Terra both mean the same thing.
Yep.
So, sick. No, but been working out, doing calisthenics, and I'm on a Facebook or on a FaceTime last night with my brother-in-law, Derek, and he's very in your face, and he's like, dude, there's no N in calisthenics. It's calisthenic. It's like athletics. I'm like, I don't think so.
Yeah, correct.
And then this morning I'm going to work out,
Right.
and I'm like, there's no way I was wrong on that. And I look it up. There is an N.
For sure there's an N.
There's an N. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice job.
anyway.
I'm laughing internally at I was on a Facebook with my brother-in-law.
Dude. 4 hours of sleep last night.
Yeah.
Sup?
That's nice. Yeah, I live on 4 hours of sleep, bro. So
Well, I slept in my truck at a rest stop in Iowa. So
Really? You did? You slept in
Yeah.
your truck?
yeah, I did. Well, I was actually sleepy at a proper hour and was like, I need to take advantage of this because my sleep has been pretty poor since I got back from my trip.
Yeah, dude, you were in Thailand.
Bangkok.
And then, and I know I've told you all this, but came back basically a Sunday morning, very early in early hours. Jet lag hit me like halfway through the day. The next day, that Monday, is the eclipse in Arkansas, and we were in the path of totality at the farm. So then 1 p.m. it gets nighttime.
Yeah.
My body was just like,
what the fuck?
Pick a lane, brother.
Yeah.
Come on.
It's almost exact opposite schedule there.
12 hours.
12
you
hours,
can't get further.
Okay.
I actually looked at it on to see there's this website where you can look at what the opposite side of the earth is from
wherever you are.
Yeah. Whatever zip code. And I was only like 330 miles away from
the exact opposite other end of the earth.
In the grand scheme of things, that's not very far.
Yeah.
And anyways.
How was Thailand?
It was good. Yeah.
It was sick.
There's this theme I've realized when y'all interview me during duck season and I have a trip plan that I know that I am ill prepared for.
For sure, yeah. You have no idea what you're doing.
I'm like, yeah, I'm going. I'll be there.
Yeah.
It was a good time.
Best thing about Thailand.
It's better than Colombia. I will not go back to Colombia in this lifetime. The food by far.
Yeah.
Second to that would be the coastal areas, the beaches and stuff. I would have preferred more time coastal, less time inland for sure.
Yeah.
We did the lagoons like in the islands. They've got these beautiful limestone islands. I mean, just world famous. Those might be one of the natural wonders of the world, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know. I saw pictures and they looked like they were a natural wonder of the world. So
there's these caves on the sides of those islands, and you paddle through them. Big caves. You paddle through them and go into these lagoons on the inside, and it's like its own ecosystem. It's so quiet in there. Absolutely beautiful. And then the bioluminescent plankton come into the sea caves at night. And when you're paddling or kicking your feet in the water or whatever, the cave just lights up.
Holy shit.
The bioluminescent plankton in the cave when it was dark, that's one of the prettiest things I'll see in this lifetime.
That's so cool.
Yeah, that was pretty stunning.
Well, you've never seen me naked, but sounds good.
I don't know if that's true.
No, you haven't seen me naked. We haven't hunted that much together.
Yeah,
I haven't had to get naked on a sandbar with you yet.
That's
Gavin's
unbelievable.
definitely seen me naked.
That's a 90-day season thing.
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
You can keep that one.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. Definitely not going to be part of it.
Did you look into to see if you could do any hunting while you're over in Thailand?
No, absolutely not.
No.
No.
You're like, I'm on vacation.
No. Saw elephants.
You didn't want to hunt one of those?
No. I'm pretty sure
Holy shit.
It's not Africa in the 20s?
No.
No. Gotcha. That was 100 years ago now, by the way. Wild.
What? The 20s?
Like the safari? Like the safari when people would just go over there and just shoot shit?
Oh.
In Africa?
There was no regulation of it at all, you mean?
Right.
Right.
But like it doesn't feel like it's 100 years ago.
Yeah.
Either. Like I was talking to a homeowner today and they're like, yeah, my home's was built in the 70s. I'm like, oh, okay. Start doing the math. I'm like, holy shit, that's 50 years ago.
Yeah.
Those guys were really
years
good
ago.
at hunting safari animals.
In the 70s?
20s, too.
Oh, in the 20s?
I mean.
Was that the Hemingway? That'd be a little bit before Hemingway, but.
He was late 1800s, right?
Hemingway?
Yeah.
This is bad podcasting, but we can look it up. Yeah,
You're thinking of Teddy Roosevelt. That was 1800.
I was kind of
Teddy?
making a little joke about the time when you were arguing with me that the people that used to shoot like 700 mallards a day in red Carhartt were better at hunting than us.
More mallards.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I won that. Go look at the polls. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm just saying those guys must have been really good hunters at like elephants.
Yeah, Teddy Roosevelt, 1858 to 1919.
What about Ernest Hemingway?
99 to 1961.
Yeah.
1899 to 1961. Yeah.
Ernest Hemingway?
So 20s would have been the start of his prime. He was in the First World War as a
You know more about Ernest
ambulance
Hemingway than I do, so.
driver.
I feel like people in the South know more about war than we do. You know?
Yeah.
Like they really talked about
Well,
the Civil War.
when
in
you lose
specific.
and
Sore
You're all
subject.
I'm
butthurt
not-
about it.
No,
Something
absolutely not.
Oh my God. So, Logan, what brings you to our neck of the woods, bro?
Chicken sheet.
Tell us about chicken sheet. Quick.
Chicken sheet.
Chicken sheet.
I'm in town for a poultry convention
Yeah.
as a farmer, and I'm looking for some things for the chicken farm. Got some ideas, but also
You started an app.
showcasing my smartphone app, which is
Yeah.
a commercial poultry operation management app, management, planning, data analytics, that kind of stuff. So if you're a broiler farmer or work on a broiler farm and want to know more about it, then flockengine.com.
A what farm?
Broiler?
Broiler?
It's the type of chicken that we eat.
Big meat birds.
Oh, okay.
So you got pullets and broilers. Those are the two categories of meat birds. Yeah. So
When your farm is broiler chickens.
broilers.
right?
So broiler's going to be a 7 to 9 week bird. Most are 8.
They only live that long
Mm-hmm.
before they get cooked
Mm-hmm.
or decapitated.
Pullets are 4 weeks.
Why? Because they get so big.
No, they're smaller. It's a different cut.
It's a Cornish game hen.
Can be. There's other, but yeah,
So like, what is
That's
your
right, yeah.
What is your chicken?
Kind of.
8 week. Yeah.
No, like, so what are they taking from your chicken?
Our chickens are the meat of them is 100%. Is all of that gets turned into McDonald's nuggets. 100% of it.
So all the meat or like just bones and
All
talons
the
and
meat.
wings?
Good question. All the meat, McDonald's nuggets. You know what the most profitable part of a chicken is?
Feet?
Absolutely not.
Chicken feet.
Mm-hmm.
You know how expensive chicken feet are, dude?
For what? What do they
For
do?
people
with
to
them?
eat. You've never had chicken feet?
Absolutely not.
Well, not only
You've
that,
never been to the supermercado?
Don't do that. Don't do that.
I've had chicken feet
Hey,
like
don't
a
do that.
lot.
Hey, guess what, dude? Don't do that.
Why?
That's
Because
weird.
you're uncultured?
No, because I don't eat chicken feet.
You're uncultured.
They also
No.
pack and keep very well too. Think about that. So for transporting overseas, that's where most of them go, and they are a premium over there. But the feathers get turned into feather meal, the bones get turned into bone meal, and the blood gets
Feather
turned into
meal?
blood meal. Mhm.
What is feather meal?
There's a lot of fish food. It gets turned into fish food. This is getting outside of what I know, but I think there's a pharmaceutical application for some of that too. But mainly like
For feathers from a chicken?
meal. It's like ground up at MEAL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck.
But
That's
every
wild.
part of the bird is used except the beak.
Really? They like feet, but not beaks. Think that a beak would be a delicacy.
Well, the meat on the feet
There is,
is
yeah.
edible. The beak,
the
is-
meat on the feet of a chicken.
yeah.
They like brine
much
it. They like
meat
they
is
brine
there
it
on
real
a
heavily,
foot of a
or
chicken?
they'll brine it real heavily, and it'll like kind of puff up, or they'll pickle it.
Yeah, you like boil it. The way I've had it is they boil it in water, and then there's 100 different ways to do chicken feet, but like they put like really spicy stuff in the water, and then they boil that water, or you can boil
It's a
it,
crawfish boil.
or you can boil it plainly and then add your own stuff afterwards. But it's wild stuff.
I'm just gonna say, man, cultured or not, I'm not eating chicken feet.
It's actually really good.
I've
Isn't
had
it good?
I've had it 3 times, and yeah, it was fine.
He's only had it 3 times.
I've only had the opportunity to have it 3 times.
Was
Yeah.
it good?
Yeah, it was good. It was fine. It was in a stir fry every single time.
Did you wish
And
it
it-
was just chicken every time? Or you're just like, it's be dope if it's
chicken,
just chicken meat.
instead of.
Yeah, right,
Oh.
because it's cheaper.
I mean, my host prepared it, so I
Sure.
wasn't like, yeah.
I don't know. Mexicans eat it all the time,
Really?
like all the time. Yeah,
I
it's a
don't- I
big
don't
staple
know
at
if
the
that's-
supermercado.
Yeah, I see it at the. I definitely see it more at the Asian markets back in Arkansas.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, I've seen chicken feet at Asian food markets.
I've only seen it at the supermercado.
We've got a big Marshallese population, and they
What is
eat
that?
it up.
Marshallese?
What is that?
U.S. Marshall Islands.
Oh,
Yeah.
never heard of that.
What?
Wow, I'm so uncultured.
Yeah, bro.
I think the highest concentration of Marshallese people, Marshallesans. I don't know if that's right. or in,
my God.
or in
Maltesians?
Northwest Arkansas.
Really?
Yeah.
We've got the highest Somalian population other than Somalia in the world.
Or off the coast of Somalia.
No, it's Somalia, then Minnesota.
Yeah.
Specifically
the joke
SoundCloud.
was the pirates, but
I'm sorry.
Not cultured, bro.
Damn.
Not
Logan.
cultured.
I am the captain now.
That
This
guy was
is-
from
this is my
Minneapolis,
podcast.
actually.
Was he really?
The main actor from that.
Captain Phillips.
The main actor from Captain Phillips, the main Somalian pirate.
yeah.
He's from Minneapolis.
Wow.
Crazy.
Anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
Flockengine.com if you're into that kind of thing.
That's a pretty cool idea, and I'm going to try to set you up with the chicken farmers that I know.
Cool.
That'd be
Appreciate
cool.
it.
But I know he does eggs, and then he also has a lot of meat chickens. I mean, he has millions of chickens.
Yeah.
Like a lot. I can't believe you've never eaten chicken feet.
Dude, people
You're
don't
the
just
foodie,
eat
though.
chicken feet. That's not a foodie food. That's a bad food.
It's a delicacy, dude.
No, it's not.
I'm gonna text Roya to go get some.
It's not, though. Like, I hear what you're saying, but
Okay.
there's no nice restaurant in the country that's like, you know what we did? We reinvented chicken feet. They just cook chicken instead. You know what I mean? It's wild. They walk around in their own shit all day.
They put them in a bath. That
Oh, yeah?
I mean, they clean it pretty heavily.
They clean it.
Pfizer bath
They're
of
like
some
white.
kind?
They're like white. It's weird.
They're bleached.
They've got a thing that's like a sander too that they'll run them across to take off the really rough outer part.
So you just eat the whole foot, though?
You slide the
Yeah, I'm
you
good.
slide the meat off the toes.
I'm good.
They cut off the toenails too.
100% good.
It's weird.
If someone offered it to me, unless I was in somebody's home, specifically where they made them for me, I would try it. Any other time.
Did
you
the
can have them.
did the bourguignon I cooked y'all have the feet?
Yep.
on
Yeah,
the
it had
legs?
duck feet in it.
Yeah.
I would. The only thing I would change about that whole recipe is I would take the duck feet out.
Nah.
I know you weren't putting those in a Pfizer bath.
No.
I think I'm just good on feet.
I think I washed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's just feet.
Well, I have a fetish.
You have a foot fetish. I don't. So
Yeah, Joey, we were eating it and Joey just had the
It's true.
Yeah.
feet.
Rubbing their
he
toenails all over my
collected
face.
them. He didn't even eat them. He strung them up and hung them over his bed.
from his rearview
Good
mirror.
luck. Fucking. At the end of last season, when we were with you,
Uh-huh.
we were talking a little bit about like land management,
Mm.
and this is probably like primo time for some of that. I was wondering if you wanted to touch on that just a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, right now you're, waiting for the ground to dry up so you can start doing stuff because those low spots in Arkansas that we flood, even without controlled flooding, they're going to be wet a lot of the year.
Isn't it 80?
80.
80 degrees.
Oh, yeah, it's warm
Still
down there.
wet?
It
Is it
cooled off.
raining?
It's been raining. Yeah,
Okay.
it's been raining a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, our springs are pretty wet. But then on the other side of things, it gets so. If you wait too late in the summer when it is really dry, you don't want to just take a bush hog in there or do a lot of land clearing or any of that stuff because you risk a fire.
Yeah.
That's a huge thing.
Just like running machines.
Yeah, bush
Yeah.
hog mainly. But there's other stuff you take in there. But yeah, right now, so I'm part of a equity membership duck club,
Mm-hmm.
which means everybody owns a certain percentage of it. There's 6 in ours.
And everybody chips in.
Everybody chips in. So anything that costs anything is split between all the folks.
Yeah.
And majority rules. So you're spending money on whatever the majority of the group wants to spend money on. So
Yeah.
there's obviously good and bad to that. You know, in my situation, I wouldn't be a part of that without going in on it with several other people. So it makes sense.
Why? Because it's so expensive.
Yeah.
Well, and then the upkeep and the labor of it probably too. I mean, even just like the workload alone to manage it,
Yeah.
probably
Is
is
it-
way easier, more manageable with 6.
Do you guys
Yeah.
hire it out, or do people from the? I guess it totally depends on the thing, though, right?
There's things we'll hire out. We've got resources within the group that somebody will say, well, I'll just pay less in dues and we can use my dozer to do XYZ or whatever. I mean, we've all got some, for the most part, have backgrounds in agriculture or
land
excavation
or something of some kind. Yeah.
So Moccasin, they have many more members right across the street, and everybody except one person in our club is a member of Moccasin. So they've been at this for a while.
They have a pretty good idea what they're doing,
or just the process. Yeah. This land is a little bit of a new ball game.
You're talking about the land that you bought.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I thought you were talking about Moccasin Bayou.
No, I don't have a say in that.
Gotcha.
I'm not a member.
So what are you guys doing right now?
Just having discussions about what we're going to spend money on and what we're not. What do we want the place to look like? What's important to us and what's not? There's things like some people, do we decide on raising the water in the places where we do flood, or do we want to work up? There's some levees that can be repaired on the property and potentially flood. We don't know exactly what the water will do. We haven't shot it yet, but do we want to put more equity into getting deeper water in some places, or more water in more places? So like flooding that north end,
where it's dry.
Where it's dry.
Somewhat dry.
I mean, it flooded.
Yeah.
It flooded at the end of the year, so it was all underwater this year. By the end of the year, I actually had some pretty good hunts out there while it was flooded, which we couldn't get. You couldn't hunt moccasin at all because it was well underwater.
Will the birds be like super picky depending on the bird, but like depth of water for you guys out there?
I'm a fan of the more shallow water.
Yeah.
There's others who are fans of the more deep water. The most productive spots on moccasin are deeper water.
Is that though like more kind of a conglomerate of like tons of different birds then? Not so much just like shooting mallards. You're shooting a lot of like teal and stuff in that deeper water.
I don't know. I'd say the mallards like the deep water overall, but the most productive holes have just been that way for so long now. I mean, since '84. It's hard.
What do you think that deep water gives them that it wouldn't give them in a shallower area?
I think they're imprinted on those areas in the spring because those deeper spots keep water longer than the rest, and they're even pulled up.
So familiarity
in spots. Yeah, I think that's a huge factor.
So some of the shallow water spots, like through the spring and the summer, don't have any water.
Dry.
They're dry.
They're dry right now.
Makes sense.
And the deeper spots, it's just because the water's, it's not in the trees or anything. It's just in the middle of the hole. And those are, well, size of the hole doesn't really matter. It's the depth of the hole. I think that's a big factor as far as environmental, like plants or any. I'm really not. During season, I couldn't tell you. I just know that they favor them.
So more of the people in your group are thinking they want more deep water spots? They want to stay shallow? Okay.
Because what shallow gives us is the opportunity to plant.
Right. Yeah.
And we lose that if we could. So why not? I mean, this is my argument. Why not, or my perspective, why not take the opportunity to spend a season planting the more shallow water and see how that does?
Yeah.
Because once we add, which is also incredibly cost prohibitive to add, 10 inch, however many inches to a levee, it costs a lot of money for, just shy of 200 acres. So spend that money and lose the opportunity to ever find out if planting does you any good. I guess you could always not pump as much water and then plant, but you've just wasted all that money on that levee for no good reason.
Yeah.
So my perspective is I'd like to plant this year. If that's a vote within a vote. Like, do we raise the levees? No. Okay. Well, do we plant? Yes or no? I don't know who's going to fall on what side of that. As far as like repairing levees on other parts of the property where we could potentially flood those. Oh, and add a water control with that, because you don't want to just build a levee without a water control.
Yeah.
You always want to put a water control in at a low spot if you can. And we suspect there was one there before.
And what do you mean by a water control?
Something that allows you to regulate the depth of the water.
Yeah. Pump and pipes of some kind.
Or even just a gate.
Sure. Yep.
Like the wooden board.
Yep.
Stuff that's a water control. That's a very rudimentary one, but
it
works.
It works
for sure,
real well.
Where are you pulling water from?
That bayou.
And
that bayou and most of that is runoff from rice fields.
Okay.
Most of it.
That's crazy.
So does it have a lot of invertebrates and whatever in it?
For food?
Oh yeah, yeah. Did y'all see the video of me catching those gar?
No.
So I was there like 2 weeks ago, and the water was just to check some stuff out. My buddy dropped something when we were hunting, and I was trying to find it. Oh, I need to find my duck wing.
Oops.
I just remembered that.
I lost that.
Vintage wing.
Yeah, vintage mojo, giant metal, huge mallard wing that I lost, and I even tightened the nut before walking with it.
Is that area dry right now?
No.
Okay.
Well, I was going to see if it was, and they had gotten torrential rainpour before.
Yeah.
And
there were gar in there?
Yeah, so the water here, so the water was just running over the road, and the gar were swimming across the road. Just, I was trying to catch a big one, but I couldn't. I didn't have anything. I didn't have gloves. I didn't have a net. Didn't have.
Oh, dude, that's
anything.
so cool.
Are they alligator gar or what are they down there?
Those would be, I believe those are yellowtail, not yellow, bottlenose.
Bottlenose gar. Because we have alligator gar.
We have those in Arkansas. They're huge.
What?
You sure?
Yep.
We have alligator gar here in Minnesota.
Alligator gar.
Yeah.
Most places.
Yeah,
That's
I've
a
shot 'em bow
resilient
fishing.
fish.
I've caught gar, but I didn't think
think
they were alligator gar.
We have long nose, Joey.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think we have alligator gar.
Longnose, yeah.
Not alligator.
No,
Dude.
alligator. You can't. I don't think you can bowfish alligator gar. I think
Yeah.
you can snag them, but I don't. Think
Yeah,
you
I
can
was gonna
bowfish
say
'em.
I've caught them before, Joe, and they just look so different.
There's a spillway by the farm that we used to snag at, and with big eagle claw treble hooks.
Dude, this is crazy.
And
They're right in front of your feet, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, they are
I
not
was
even.
trying to catch them. I caught the small ones, but did you go
That's
to the next video?
crazy. I did, yeah. Wow. Here you go, Joe.
We would snag gar below the spillway
Trippy.
at Millwood Dam, and we'd feel like we hit a rock or something and reel it in, and there'd be a scale from an alligator gar on the hook, like that big around.
Damn.
That's so crazy.
You could take a spotlight and shine it down there and just see the shadow of them underneath the water, like this. I mean, as a kid, they look like the size of a car down there.
Alligator gar.
Alligator gar.
Yeah, you have alligator gar.
Oh yeah.
Is that what those are?
No, those are long nose, or I think there's a yellow. It's like a yellow tail.
I don't think those are long nose, bro. Because the long nose ones are like really skinny noses, and then I don't know. I could be wrong though. Yeah, I was gonna say, bro. We don't have alligator gar.
They all kind of look the same though.
Yeah, long nose gar I've caught in the Mississippi. There's actually a spot that we go to specifically.
There's a bunch of them.
Yeah, there's a lot of them there.
Yeah,
we
I
catch
was
them
up
every
in-
time we go there.
I was bow fishing up in Ottertail County, and for like a buddy's bachelor party,
spotted. Those are spotted gar.
Those
Yeah.
ones.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
and I'm just like, "What the fuck is that?" And I was like, "Oh my god, that's a gar! I didn't even realize we had these up here."
Yeah.
Shot a couple that night. They were big, like 3 foot plus. I'm like,
Have you ever caught a
"Fuck,
sturgeon?
Not personally. Well,
Yeah.
I'm sure as a kid probably, but when
That's
I
a-
was trying to catch them on the fly rod,
That's
I
a hell of
couldn't
a
catch any.
fish.
They're big.
Where were you trying to catch sturgeon on a fly rod? Not in Minnesota.
The Dakotas have them.
We have them.
over
here.
at
Yeah, you just can't catch them on a fly rod, though.
No, you have to snag them off the bottom, and so you
Mm.
use
Or-
a drop. You use
yeah.
a drop, and no, I still have to catch a paddlefish, a sturgeon, and then a sauger. Or
A sauger?
sauger.
I've caught sauger and paddlefish. I've never caught a
I tried to catch
sturgeon.
a sturgeon at your cabin at the boathouse.
Yeah. Yeah,
Remember
that would be a
remember
spot,
that weekend? I was just
yeah,
like
oh yeah.
going
No, I
ham.
know. Yeah, I mean, you
I was
can
trying so hard.
if you go to the right spots, like you can night fish for them. Like you can night fish. You can throw out like you would
Yeah.
for catfish. Do you guys do that at all? Night fishing
Oh yeah.
for catfish?
Usually doing yo-yos, jugs, or
Yeah,
that
trout
kind of
line.
thing. Yeah, I'm not a big trout line guy, but I love yo-yos.
No
Big
idea
yo-yo
what that
guy.
is.
No idea.
No, what's a yo-yo?
It's like the auto fisher. I think that's what they call them up here. It's the thing that's got a spring in it and a line, and you set the arm on it. You pull out the line. It's called a yo-yo because it retracts by itself. It's spring loaded, and you pull it out however far you want it. Then you swing this little arm on it. You got your hook on the end, and you put your bait on it, and you hang it from a limb or whatever into the water. And when the fish bites it, pulls it, it flips that arm, and then the spring brings it in. So if it's a small enough fish, you'll just come back through, much like running a trot line. You'll just come back through, and your fish will be hanging up in the air waiting on you.
That's crazy.
The big fish, you have to mess with them and
get them out of the water a little bit.
Yeah, big fish and it's something down there because it might be a gator.
Yeah,
that's happened. Usually the gators just pull the whole thing down.
Right. No, I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
I don't think people do that up here. I could be wrong.
No, I don't think people do that
Some
either.
states, they're not.
Anything
illegal.
that sets the hook automatic is illegal here. So
There you go.
Really?
mm-hmm.
There you go.
Commies.
Or fishing.
For sure.
Yeah.
100%.
We are a bunch of commies up here, dude.
It's bad.
Just liberal as hell.
It's bad. Yeah, no, night fishing is sick, though. We've done a lot of that.
Yeah.
Night
really
fishing
cool.
is pretty fun.
Yeah.
Logan, I can see on your shirt that you're wearing one of our sponsors here. Big old SoundGear guy.
Big SoundGear guy.
Is this year 2 of you using them? Or 3?
I think 3.
I know you've always been a big
I got them
proponent.
halfway through one season.
Yeah.
I had them before they sponsored me.
Nice.
Yeah. Big hearing guy. All about the hearing.
You want to be able to hear still?
Yeah.
Nice.
I got the they did set me up with the filtered ones.
The plugs, or are you talking about instant fits?
The plugs.
The plugs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where you can like drop in the different.
Yeah, those are just plugs, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
they don't enhance or anything, correct?
Great. Yeah.
Yeah. Those
Yep.
are nice though. Those are comfy.
Fantastic for live music, concerts, that kind of stuff.
True that, I bet.
I've been loving those for that.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, we're going to Tim McGraw on Friday, so those would be really nice.
Are you?
No, it's the
Are
same
you?
day as Carter's wedding.
No, I got mixed up.
Oh, it's
my
on
dates.
Saturday.
You didn't
Yeah.
hear that conversation. It's fine.
I heard about a concert, but I didn't catch any more.
Right. Well, Logan, all these people that come to Camo Retro and Chicken Sheet and all these people are like, man, they're expensive. Do you have a discount? Be like, you know what? My buddies at Midwest Flyways have a discount. It's MWF 125 or just Flyways
Nice.
for $200 off.
No,
or
that's
$125 off of instant fits.
yeah, and you can call our phone number. Get $200
It's on the screen
off.
if you're
Nice job.
watching. And if you're not watching this, guys, it's on YouTube. It's the Midwest Flyways podcast on YouTube. You don't want to see Cal and I. You don't want
Right.
to see that shit. But Logan's a good-looking guy.
Yeah.
Good-looking guy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Especially when he does the heavy mustache with 5 o'clock shadow everywhere
Oh
else.
yeah, it's very cute.
Heart-throbbing. You know?
Definitely.
Heart-throbber.
I'd have to agree.
Heartbreaker.
Yeah. And he eats chicken feet, so
They
he's
called
cultured.
they called me the troubadour of Thailand.
Did they really?
I don't know.
Oceanfront property.
He left. They're still talking about him.
Yeah, big fan of SoundGear. And if you work hunting industry trade shows and ever buy T-shirts, you're doing it wrong.
Oh, true. Just
If you're
go and
working
make
the
friends.
shows.
Just
Yeah.
make friends. They're
Yeah.
loving.
I have not
giveaway
bought
t-shirts.
I have not bought a T-shirt in 5 years. Actually, that's not true. I did buy a T-shirt in Thailand. It's a
2 weeks
chicken.
ago.
It's a chicken. That's the first shot. It was like a big
Is
thing.
it a chicken foot?
I paid $3 for it. No, it's a chicken dressed up in like Muay Thai
Yes.
fighting. He's got like the rope gloves and stuff.
Dude,
It's a
what
sweet
is
shirt.
it with like all the foreign countries have just like a billion random T-shirts that they designed, and
This
It's-
is a cool
it's
shirt. I'll
amazing.
try to find a picture of it.
I can't wait to
Also,
see
I kept saying Muay Thai fight.
Get out.
it. Yeah.
Mai
It's a
Tai,
different thing.
Muay Thai, and Mai Tai.
That's why they call him the troubadour of Thailand.
Mm.
That was assimilated.
What are you doing over here, Logan? Just looking for oceanfront property.
Looking for a Mai Tai T-shirt.
Oh my God.
The drink,
No,
Unbelievable.
night fishing is a big deal here. You put a light up slip bobber, go fishing for Walters.
Yeah.
That's fun, dude. Sitting off of someone's dock, drinking a couple beers.
I've never caught a walleye on purpose.
Really?
I've always caught them accidentally.
Shit, should we try to
Fishing for other stuff.
take him out to get a walleye on the line? No.
It's illegal.
It's illegal right now.
Residence fishing
Preseason.
expert here. Yep. It's not until the 20th or Mother's
Until
Day
after
weekend.
Mother's Day weekend, yeah.
Yep.
Commies.
You should just come back though in the winter, and we can ice fish for walleye, or i.e. drink outlaw.
Don't do that. It's so boring. Ice fishing is so boring. Dude.
Oh, it's not.
I've never done ice
No,
fishing. I'd
it's-
love to do ice fishing.
What I
Y'all
really
didn't
like,
get a lot of it this year, though.
No,
No.
we didn't get shit.
what I really like about ice fishing is taking like a snowmobile and an ATV and a rope and a sled, and then dragging each other around on the ice.
So not fishing.
Yeah, but you can have a tip up.
Yeah, we used to make each other just bloodier than shit.
Yeah.
This big lake out in western Minnesota, we would have a jet sled, like a big jet sled, where you'd carry your ice house, and then you'd have a $200 snowmobile. You have Cal driving, and then two of us in the jet sled. Fast as the thing can go, and then you'd turn to try to make your buddies flip out.
Yeah.
Hit an ice heave, so then you really got flipped
What's
out.
an ice heave?
So like when it's on a big lake, the ice will hit together and one will lift.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you will hit that lip, and you're done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's night.
What's really fun though is that when you're out in that big of an open area, it just creates huge snow drifts too. So sometimes you don't know if it's just a big snow pile or if it is a shelf. So if it's a snow pile,
Yeah.
still injuries, but really fun.
Yeah.
Because then people go off of it like a ramp, and usually they're going sideways when that happens.
Well, this is like a wind tunnel of a lake, so it's always 15 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so no snow actually sits on the lake. It's in random spots.
So,
So you're just hitting ice, and then you like slowly turn with the snowmobile, but the jet sled's like
Whipping.
way outside of the snowmobile.
It's like tubing on ice. Like imagine how a water tube works.
we've
It's
got
like
an
that.
Arkansas version of it. I'll tell you in a second. But you said ice heap?
Ice heave.
Heave.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I've never heard that before. So in Arkansas, when the hayfields get wet, we would take we had a golf cart on the farm, and we would unscrew the roof from the golf cart, turn it upside down,
Yes.
tie it to the back of the four-wheeler, and you would slide across the wet grass. And we didn't have ice heaves. We had ant mounds that you'd hit.
Big ant mounds.
Big ant mounds.
Big
Dude,
ant mounds.
Speaking of, your state is so unacceptable.
Yeah.
We, like bees, Cal, they're red. Giant red hornets.
Red bees.
Huge
Red
red
hornets?
bees.
Are they even
that's
bees or what
the-
are they?
No, you're talking about the cicada killers.
Whatever. They're huge.
Yeah. The big
Terrifying.
wasp-looking thing.
Yep.
Yeah, that's cicada killer.
Yeah, when
Are they,
we were
do they
at,
harm humans?
No,
they don't sting you.
they do not.
That'd have been good
Is
to
that
know.
why they were trying to come into the deer stand? Hitting the glass, and it sounded like this?
Oh, were there several of them?
There was hundreds of them.
Oh, then that was red wasp.
'Kay.
Yeah, that's red wasp. They will mess you up.
Oh, yeah. No, you could see them through the glass.
Yeah,
and
they
you
weren't
could hear them
happy.
whispering,
So,
fuck you.
in the in the last minute, you have now notified us there are two different types of red hornet looking things. One of them will not do anything to you, and one
But they're
of them will
big.
fuck you up.
Cicada killer. Joey was just being dramatic. Red wasp are like that big.
That's a big wasp.
That's a big bee, bud.
But cicada killers are just like that big.
And they won't sting you?
You hear them coming from a mile away.
They won't sting you?
No.
They can't
I
physically
think
sting
they
you?
can bite you, but they won't
Oh,
sting. They
okay.
really won't mess with you at all.
I'm out.
But I've seen very few of those.
Those red wasps wanted your ass.
Red wasp.
so-
We're mean bastards, dude.
Yeah.
Dude,
That's
and
wild.
when
Not a
we
fan.
saw that coyote coming,
Yeah.
I'm like, open the window, and Grant's like, I'm not opening that fucking window. I'm like, Grant, open the window. It's like, for me, just coming right at us, and I'm like, open the window. I have that 4570, and I'm wanting to just be John Wayne.
Yeah.
You know? Such a John Wayne. John Wayne.
John, I was
John
gonna say,
Wayne.
why'd you have a G at the end of John?
I wanted to be John Wayne so bad. And he wouldn't open the window. I was like, Grant, open the window. And he did. Wasp immediately came in. He goes, shoot.
Dude.
Then I shot, and he immediately closed the window. He's like, oh, killed the wasp. It took like 15 hits.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to lie to you. When you said Zhong Wang, all I could think of was, there's like the Chinese movies that are like kind of rip-offs of some of the United States movies.
Yeah.
Please tell me there's a Zhong Wang.
No.
Oh, that'd be
so.
good. That would be so funny.
Do you know why he asked me?
Asked you.
Are you talking to me?
About
Yeah.
the movie?
Yeah.
I don't
If
know.
there is a Zhong Wang, because I've probably seen it.
Yeah.
So many martial arts movies.
Aficionado. Did
Dude.
you watch Kung Pao, Enter the Fist?
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah.
It was really bad. I got like 6 minutes in. It wasn't good.
Yeah. Joey loves anime, so if you want to go down that route, you can talk about that with him.
No, it's not that I love anime, Cal. There's just 5 or 6 really good shows that never seem to end.
I
What
have
was
been
the-
wildly surprised at the people in my life who are into anime.
Yeah.
The Ghibli movies are phenomenal.
The fuck is that?
Studio Ghibli movies?
Studio Ghibli movies?
Yeah.
Was it directed by the Three Stooges or
No, it's
Ghibli?
I might get this wrong.
Bud, you're probably going to love him. I would be easy on it, okay?
All right.
If it's
all right.
anime.
Yeah.
And what's that movie you couldn't stop watching when we lived together? Like you could not stop watching it. It was the movie. If you were just like didn't know what was it?
Brokeback Mountain?
Ip Man?
Oh yeah, Ip Man.
IP Man.
Yeah, Ip Man. Yeah, the trainer or the master of Bruce Lee.
Golly. Just that movie. I would come home. That movie was on.
Yeah.
Like it was part of the TV, bud.
Zero chance I'd watch any of those.
Oh, you're gonna watch him. You're gonna like him.
No, I could just tell by the cover.
Ponyo. Oh, Ponyo. Ponyo's huge.
Oh, those are big time movies, yeah.
Yeah, Ponyo is huge. I've seen some of Ponyo.
The world doesn't care about your opinion on it, Joey.
That's fine.
Yeah.
No, I'm just very specific in the anime that I like.
Your niche.
Yeah.
Weird. Let's get into one of these two things. Do you want to debate or draft first?
Let's debate first.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
Debate.
let's do the debate. Carter, welcome to the podcast. You haven't said a word yet.
Hello.
Yeah, he's just surfing the internet on his phone.
He's debating his
How
So,
do I get out of my wedding?
Why is this 2v1 and not 2v2?
Why is this 2v1
Yeah.
versus 2v2?
Why are you cutting Carter out of it?
That's okay.
Oh, Carter, you don't want to join?
No, I think you have some great points. I think you should take this one
Oh.
yourself.
What?
Hasn't heard a single one. You
Carter?
got great
Carter,
points, Cal.
this is the last episode where you get an opinion on this earth. So
True.
You want to take advantage of that? Yeah, Carter's getting married this weekend, guys.
Yeah.
Carter, how are you feeling about that?
Good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
seem like you're good.
Yeah.
So let's go into our debate. Carter, you want to present the topic? And since you're not going to be a part of this, this will be your last time to talk today.
So the great debate, there are two sides, and they have to fight which side, whether they agree with it or not. Today's topic is a 60-day season versus a 90-day season.
Beautiful. And since we are doing 2v1, Logan's going to be with Joey on this, and we want to make him feel as comfortable as possible. So he has chosen to represent a 60-day season argument. So, you guys want to start or you want me to start?
We can start. I mean, we are already in a 60-day season here in the Mississippi Flyway, Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and what that does is it helps with conservation and it gives the birds rest. You know, unlike in the West Coast where they have a 110-day season, those birds are pretty battered when it comes to January 31st. They get shot up quite a bit. But they also have a lot more birds in their flyway than we do. And so I think they've done a lot of research on what a 60-day versus a 90-day versus a 110-day does to an area. It's like on the East Coast, they only have a 30-day season for ducks. You know, right? Is it 30-day in the Atlantic Flyway?
I'm sure it depends on the state somewhat,
Yeah,
but I can't. I'm not going to.
I've only hunted it once.
Carter, help me out here.
I'm looking.
But no, that's like my main argument is conservation and giving the birds rest, you know?
Habitat too. So for us, even if we had a 90-day season, we couldn't keep water on the trees that long.
Mm.
We'd have to drain it. It'd kill all the trees if we kept it on that
Well, I mean,
long.
if anything, you guys would just start earlier.
we wouldn't have ducks.
Because all the trees would die.
No, if we started the season earlier, there wouldn't be any ducks. I mean, our ducks don't even show up until, historically the last several seasons, they don't show up till the second split of our season. But as far as 60 versus 90, no way with the trees. We would be hunting fields more, and that's fine.
Not as fun.
Also, obviously, the conservation argument. It's hard to get around that. I would see a shorter season happening in Arkansas than a longer one. As far as what the rules in the future would ever be.
Sure.
And then it comes down to, well, would you rather less bag limit or shorter season?
Right.
One or the other. But
interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I think a 90-day season would be better. And let me tell you guys why. All right. Right now,
Wrong.
In Minnesota, okay, for instance, a lot of our really good mallard hunting would happen after our season's already over. And we've been arguing for years that we think they should move the duck season back. But there's a lot of good points as to why they keep the duck season where it is, especially considering that a lot of people that are fair weather hunters, which is a ton of people, don't want to go out when it's super cold, super crappy out. A lot of your ability to hunt like public lakes and all that kind of goes away as the season gets longer and all those lakes start to freeze up. But when the lakes freeze up and our season is over, some of the best populations of mallards that we see are late season on the river, and that would be a huge opportunity for a very small group of people who are serious enough to go out when the weather is so crappy or so cold. So I guess one of my biggest reasons for having a 90-day season would just be that I think that in Minnesota especially, and a lot of like the Midwest in general, where I think that a 90-day season could be applicable as well, kind of like the West Coast, you are only looking at a small group of people that would really still be interested in actually hunting. And a lot of those hunters are more experienced and care more, I think, about the conservation because of their commitment to waterfowl and how much they actually do it. So I do think you'd get people that, probably know a little bit more about what they're doing, how they want to hunt that day. They're not just out necessarily for bloodlust. They're out there for the right reason, whatever it is. So I think that opening it up for 90 days, like you add 30 days to our season, that puts you through the end of December, essentially, being able to hunt mallards, hunt ducks. And right now, I mean, our goose season already is, more than that, longer than that. We can hunt geese right now from essentially early September all the way to January in Minnesota. So you're still having like a lot of hunting that's going on in fields for geese, even into December. So I don't think that there's a lot that we can say that is, some massive effect on these populations. A lot of our ducks that we see that people shoot big numbers of in the early part of the year, teal and, some of those other ducks that we see, not teal, they're gone. So you're really talking about a chance for people to shoot mallards late in the year. And I think that a 90-day season would give that opportunity.
Don't you think keeping a 60-day season and just moving the dates would do the same thing?
Potentially, but think about it this way, dude. We're arguing...
Potentially?
Well, yeah, it would, but it would depend on where they move the dates to and what the weather does, right? I mean, if you open it for the whole year...
December would be really good.
But
right?
In a weird year, when you get some kind of weather early, and then the hunting's really good early on, then you're missing the opportunity there too. And right now, you're talking about people that don't want to hunt later in the year anyway, most of the time. So the whole reason, a big reason at least, that they tell us that they keep this season so early is because most people want to hunt when it's decent out. So as the year goes on, we lose hunters. So even if you moved it back, you don't know what the weather's going to do. Now you're just taking away the opportunity to hunt them when it is good in the early season on the year that we get that. The other thing is our hunting in October is so bad that right now we just have like 20 days in October that you might as well just stay home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so let's start in the middle of October or the end of October.
But my point is we're not seeing tons of birds in that 20-day stretch in October as it is. So some people don't hunt that stretch. And the people that do aren't that successful during that stretch. So you're already you're getting kind of a migration rest during that October stretch. So, you're saying you should just cut that stretch of it out and then make it longer. But my point would just be making it 90 days. You're already going to have the same, not a lot of birds, not a lot of hunters in that October stretch anyway. So they're getting a break. And this way you can hunt them if it's good late. You can hunt them if it's good early. But then a lot of the people that aren't going to hunt late, they're just done anyway. 90-day season. Gets people a lot more chances to hunt too. So those guys that, maybe they're busy to start the year, as you kind of wrap down summer into fall, a lot of people with families are super busy. But maybe in December, if they only got out for a couple days, maybe it'd be 2 great days.
Right. But what is the purpose of like duck hunting, I guess? Is it to get more people out and to have a successful hunt, or is it to preserve the birds?
Well, that's an interesting, that's an interesting thought. But
what's the end goal?
Clearly, hunting ducks, if you're just talking about hunting ducks, that's obviously not in the goal of preserving them. A background goal of being a duck hunter would be conservation, so that you can continue to have that resource.
Right, but also it's well documented that if you don't hunt them, that they are going to develop diseases and become overpopulated and get sick, and so that's a huge part of duck hunting of conservation is killing them as well.
So we should have a 90-day season so we have more chances to do that.
No, but I'm just saying that too long is not good either. And so if we're wanting to have a 60-day season versus a 90-day season, I think 60 days is good. Like what we're doing right now is good. I just think the dates that they have set is bad. Because right now, how many times in Arkansas are people like, ducks are getting here later and later every year?
Yeah.
Have you heard that your entire life?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Cool. So
especially the last 12.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so if we were to push it until the middle of October and hunt through December in Minnesota, we have a lot of ducks stage here in December.
Yeah, so it's also a lot more pressure on the habitat consistently.
Right.
With a 90-day season.
And so my thing is 60 days is great. Just the way that we set our season dates is a little wrong in my opinion. And so, especially for southern states, they say that we're flooding corn, we have ice eaters, and it affects whatever. And yes, I just don't think it affects it as much as they think. I think hunting pressure is the number one thing that makes birds migrate. Like lack of food and hunting pressure. Those are the two.
Interesting. I don't know that I necessarily agree with you, but we see weather move birds more than we see hunting move birds. Hunting opens in Canada. Birds don't just flock out of Canada.
Well, of course. Well, that's what I'm saying is like lack of food. So if Canada gets dumped on with 2 feet of snow, they're not going to find that food. They're going to leave.
Yeah,
there's food everywhere. It's just
I think
weather is.
The other thing is though is if you go back to your conservation argument, half of our hunters stop hunting by November 1st. So of the 80,000 people that hunt ducks in Minnesota, 40,000 of them don't hunt after October 31st in Minnesota. So you want to move dates back. Well, then if you're about conservation, but you're going to lose half the people that buy licenses because they don't want to hunt in November, now you're kind of presenting another problem for yourself.
No, it's not. I don't know if we can even find the data, but I've found in where we hunt and how we hunt that we kill more birds consistently towards the end of season, more so than the beginning of season.
I agree with you, bro, but that's not the point, though. The point is that we sell license sales because people want to hunt in September and October because it's not so shitty.
Yeah, but a lot of those people are only hunting 2-3 times a year.
Why do you care? They're buying a license, which goes towards the money that we spend for conservation.
I'm not saying I do care. I'm just saying that they're already only hunting 2-3 days a year, and if it starts on October 15th, they're still going to have those nice days in October, and then it's gone. And then they're done. I don't think it would really make that much of a difference.
And if you say the flyway's moving and the flap and the patterns are moving, then wouldn't less time hunting the birds?
Well, I didn't say the flyways are moving or that the patterns are moving.
I've heard y'all say that on this podcast.
they move all the time. They're never going to stop moving. I mean,
consistently.
flyways will be forever changing. The way that birds migrate, their food resources will forever change. You know, as you lose food resources in certain areas, we build more homes, more ag fields go away. All of that is going to continually change, you know, for the rest of the time. But I'm not sitting here. Joey's the one that just said that, you know, these birds are leaving because of hunting pressure. Yeah. I think they're leaving because of weather more than anything. I mean, we consistently see if you get a 20, 25 mile per hour northwest wind, you're talking about a good migration day for geese. You're not saying, oh, what's the license sales look like today? You know, how many people are hunting today? That's not like a good, people don't say like, oh, it's Canada opener, now we're going to have a bunch of birds migrate. You know, Canada opens, we don't see some massive migration push.
The southern perspective, 90 days is a lot.
Yeah, well, you guys think there's no more ducks, but they're just in Canada. I mean, I've seen so many arguments this year, Arkansas people being like, the duck numbers are way down, and they're not, though. They're just not in Arkansas.
Right. And like I said, ours don't really show up until the second season, which is damn near halfway through December.
Yeah.
Early November, birds are just starting to trickle in.
Yeah.
Just starting to trickle in. And then obviously there's no hunting past January because they're all paired up by then. So our neck of the woods, it wouldn't make a difference.
Yeah.
You'd just be sitting out there looking up at the sky.
Right. No, I think to conclude it, we'll have a closing statement.
Sure.
How about that? I think that having a 60-day season in the Mississippi Flyway is better for the conservation point, the habitat standpoint, like Logan said. And then, damn it, I forgot my third. There was a third. Okay. But I think that, like, I understand what you're saying with the 90-day for sure. I would love to hunt later than what we do. I just think that we should move our season dates. I think 60 days is good, but we should move our season dates.
Well, the debate isn't about moving season dates. It's about 60 versus 90.
Right, and I'm saying 60 for sure.
Where it is.
But to your point, where it is.
No, but you can't do that. Would you rather have 60 days? Get you a number that
can do both.
Would you rather have 60 days where it is right now?
Oh, that was not a part of it.
That is the whole argument, Joey.
60 days right now or 90 days?
Would you rather have the 60-day season we currently have or a 90-day
I think
season?
60 days of hunting pressure is good enough. I think the way that they set those 60 days is wrong.
Always twisting the debate. Got to twist the debate.
The goat.
The goat at twisting the debate.
The lawyer.
It's unreal. My closing argument would be, what's funny?
Nothing.
I get a closing argument.
No, yeah,
sir.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
This is a court of law.
Yes, it is.
Wait your turn.
Yep. Order
in the court, yeah. A 90-day season would allow committed serious hunters to hunt mallards on the river and in certain locations later into the year, which would promote the opportunity for there to be more license sales in Minnesota, which would promote conservation. And I think that a 90-day season wouldn't really affect the populations because of how few people, based on what they tell us from the DNR at least, would actually be interested in hunting late in the year. So, 90-day season.
And you're wrong.
We'll let the people decide.
That's okay. Cal's really going to be looking forward to this debate.
Thank you for the debate. That was good. That was a good one.
You can vote on Instagram when the day the podcast comes out on Throwback Thursday on who you think won.
Hell yeah. All right. Well, fresh off our hot debate, we'll have a special 10-minute Tuesday for you guys if you didn't already listen to it. So go check that out. Logan, thank you for being here, dude. I know you're here for other things, but we're really grateful you came by.
It's worked out pretty nicely.
Yeah. It's a second home now.
Yeah.
A home away from home. That's how we feel when we go see you, at least. So,
yeah.
Thanks for listening, guys. We appreciate it. Let us know if there's any topics you want us to cover on the podcast. Be sure to leave us a review, subscribe, or something.
Doing a badass review at 1,000.
Giveaway. You said review.
Yeah, we're doing a badass review at 1,000 reviews.
We're gonna do a review of ourselves.
Oh,
at 1,000, we'll do our own review.
The Midwest Flyways Camo Retro discount code still works.
Ooh.
Dig back in the old episodes. I never turned it off.
Don't tell
What
him what
is
it
it?
is. Don't tell him.
No,
Make
don't
him
tell
go back
I
and
gotta
look.
go find it.
Make him go. But it's in an old episode. Go look at it. Love you guys. Thanks. One more thing, by the way.